Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Annalena.
Yeah, it's really nice to sit here again in the seat with a new cup of tea and a new topic. So
yes, today we're actually starting from the beginning, the chapter where everything actually began. From the moment where I first thought, what if I moved to Germany?
So really from the start. So
yes.
We will go far back in time then.
Yes, let's hope.
6 years, you said last time.
Exactly. We're gonna travel now 6 years back on time.
Okay. So tell us maybe how did this, or when and where did this thing began to start, and maybe you remember the first time you thought, yeah, I'm going to move to Germany.
Yeah, for a matter of fact, I actually do remember the exact moment where everything actually just like came as an idea, and I was with my best friends. We were 4 girls, and we were just walking by the sea, like just an evening walk, and one of my friends was like, girls, what if we study in Germany? And we were like, wait a minute. And for me, it was like, okay, whoa, amazing. Finally, someone is like saying this, you know, but there are so many things to think about. And in that moment, the first thing that it came to me was like, I told her, that's not possible. It's because Albania is such a different financial calculations and stuff, and in Germany everything is so much more expensive because you also like here is the economy different, and you get of course a higher salary, and you also have to pay more for things, and there is like way less. And then it would be like you know, with my parents' salary, it's an Albanian salary, making to live it in Germany with the German prices, you know. So I was like, girls, nah, like, it's so expensive, it's not possible, like, we're not gonna make it. And everyone had this like first thing that said, and this was like my first thing that we said. And then she was like, yeah, girls, but look, we can live together, like all 4 of us, like have one of these houses that like a VG, you know, like a sharing one apartment. We were not that known with this format back then, because we were still in the school, so we didn't knew. And she was like, we were also studying in the same class, so we knew each other for a really long time and everything. And she was like, yeah, but imagine we're gonna live all together and we study all together, and then we come back home and we're still all together and everything, and we're gonna learn in a new country all of the stuff. And I don't know, that was the first moment that it ever, like, I don't know if it would have happened if this moment didn't happen, that we were like, okay, let us think about it. Like, let's think about it, all 4 of us, and we come back to each other with how we're gonna do our researches or talk about it at home. Because in that time I was, I think, 17 or just got 17, something like this, like end of 16, beginning of 17. And we were still in high school. Like, the high school in Albania is 3 years, and the last high school year where you graduate is the 3rd one. And we were between the first and second one, like the second one hadn't started, or it was like in the second one, something like this.
Yeah, similar to Germany.
Yeah, no, still not in Germany. It was like in high school. Yeah, and that was the first moment that it actually appeared to me like, okay, yeah, what if, you know? So
it started as a really random thought in your mind, and you didn't thought, it would be possible, and now you're sitting here.
Yes, I'm sitting here, and in the beginning, who knew?
But it started with the thought of financial or money.
Yeah, that was like main thing. Yeah,
be possible. So maybe you can say how you challenged that.
to be honest, this thing went like for a longer time. I thought about talking it at home. I don't know if I did it at first, but we talked it again with the girls, and I was like, yeah, girls, I still don't think, it's like expensive. And one of the other girls, my other best friend, because you're one of them, the other one, she was like, yeah, I don't know if I can do that, even moving to another city in Albania itself. For me, it's like so far away from my family, and I miss them, and I don't know, I cannot imagine living without them. I wanna be as close as it can with them and everything. And yeah, and the other one, she was like, yeah, it would be great. You have to imagine we were all, or almost all of us, we were straight A students, we were like super amazing at school, and we learned a lot, but we also, like, depends, everyone had a different lifestyle, but the studying was not the problem, and the other one, she was like, yeah, I don't know, like, I would love to, because it's a great possibility, but also the finances, but also because she had only her mom and a brother. So she also was like, yeah, wouldn't be the best solution, because I would want to not be that far away from them, but also the finances. And yeah, and all of us were like, yeah. And the one that threw the idea, she was like, yeah, but as said, we can make it and live together and maybe find a job and everything. She had definitely checked it out, I think, before us, because she was like sort of pushing for that. And actually, it's amazing because she also stood with that till the end with this idea. And I mean, she still,
So when you say said that she was one who stood until the end with this idea.
Exactly.
Did you felt sometimes, or have you been sometimes struggling? Or did you thought sometimes, I maybe I shouldn't do it in the end, and you wanted to break up your plan or change a different route?
For me, it was more steady thing. Like, I was continuing my researches, then I talked it at home, and I was like, yeah, look, I know that it's like, probably not possible, but we said that we're going to talk it with the girls, so like, what do you think about studying in Germany and everything? And my family was like, yeah, why not? I mean, it's expensive. And I was like, yeah, we were thinking to work by ourselves and everything, so we could give it a go, and if it doesn't work, we can always come back. And they were like, yeah. I mean, my mom was, of course, like, that's so far away, and I cannot, it's so far away. Why would you go so far away and everything? But there were reasons why we came up with the idea of studying in Germany. It was not to go far away from family. It was because of the studying. And my dad was like, yeah, check it out. Like, what's the possibilities? I mean, why not, if it's not the finances and everything? So I was like, okay, nice. I didn't expect that. They were like, okay, go for it.
It's always
I was like, okay, then I guess I have some researches to do. So, that's how we all like, now and then we always asked each other, like, yeah, did you talk it at home, and like, what do you think and everything. And I was really hoping also for my very, very best friend, like, the one that I said, that is the other one, part two. I was really hoping for her to come, because we always spent time together. We sit always together at school, and after that it was like not enough all day that we spent at school together, but we always met after school, like, the whole time. And I don't know, I was really, really hoping for her especially to come as well. And of course, this like 4 girls group, all best friends, or really, really good friends. Yeah, but everyone, of course, had different feelings about that, about leaving home and about studying abroad, and apart the issue with the money and everything else. So everyone was doing their own researches, and my best friend, she was, I think, the first one that gave up, because she also has an older sister, and she wanted to study where she was studying as well. So she was like, yeah, that's also a pretty good option. So she was the first one to step out and like not continue this.
So she's actually not in Germany right now. So
she is in Germany now, but that's another topic.
Okay. So she did it in the end.
She didn't come with us to study.
At first.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the first one that said, "No, girls, I'm gonna do my bachelor where my sister is also studying." That was the first idea for me, and I'm gonna continue with that. But yeah, she considered and talked about it, but she didn't really want to leave family. So yeah, she studied in the end bachelor in another like in the main city in Albania, not in our city, but it was not moving abroad in the very beginning.
But then after that, she eventually did.
No, like bachelor, she did it there. Like first years, she was there.
Okay.
She's now here, but that's another topic.
Okay. Then in the next episodes we go to talk about that.
So she was the first one. She stepped out and she also enrolled to a university in Albania and she started her bachelor's there in the end and everything. And then it was the three of us. It was still a group, of very, very good friends. And we were like, it would be amazing and everything. And we were continuing with the ideas and all of this. Then there was also another topic that the friend that suggested this, the one of these four, she also was like, yeah, there are English options to study in Germany, and of course, English when you come from a foreign country, many times it looks like an easier option to do. So we were like, okay. And I was like, nah, if I study in Germany, I would want to study in German. And she was like, yeah, I think I'll go for English. So
yeah, I think I remember you already were studying or you already learned the German language at school, right? So
we knew a bit German and a bit more English. Of course, it was like a foreign language to learn at school, but I would say I was not even, I don't know, I was like B1, if you could say it, but it's something that you learn at school, You have learned, what have you done in school?
French and...
How much do you know
English? No, nothing. So I think my Albanian is actually better than my French.
Yes, and we've been living for very less months and you know more Albanian. So yeah, that's the same thing with German, I was learning it in school, but didn't really have the possibility to use it. And it was like, I couldn't say that in that moment I could start my studies in German, like, nah.
but you have been really, that was a really brave thought of you that you would do it when you do it to study in Germany, that you would like to study the German language. So, but did you still have been worried, even when you have been that brave, didn't you have been worried about the language barrier sometimes back then?
I mean, through the things happened that way that studying was not the first thing that I had to do in Germany. So I had many other things to worry about in the beginning that were not the language during studying. That's something that came later. So I was actually hoping that I still had this 1 year, because to improve my language in Albania, because I was, as said, still in high school. And this was like one of the points. And me and the two other girls were still like researching, okay, is it even going to be Germany? And or are we going to stay here? And there was this other friend that she was researching and she was like, okay, like we're still at these three that were left. The one that suggested the idea, she was like set for that, and she was like, yeah, okay, no matter what, like I don't even want to search for other options to be in Germany, but I'm gonna study directly starting, and I'm gonna study in English, so it's not a big deal as in German. And I'm like, okay, and I was left with this other friend of mine. She also would want to study probably in German if she was going to study, and the finances thing was still a problem. And we were like, yeah, okay. She ended up also looking for other countries where you can study. and that's the moment where I also stepped out from that as well, researching with her together, because I was like, nah, for me it's gonna be either Germany or nothing. Although everything else sounded like nice, but for me it was Germany, because I was through the possibility that we were learning a bit German in school.
Okay.
It was not like 100% something new, you know. You learn a bit about the, I don't know,
not you.
German fest, like Oktoberfest or something like this. So it's something that you're hearing about, you know, you're hearing about Germany or German, and it's not, I don't know, Finland, where you have like no idea. At least that's how it came to me, although I probably knew still nothing about Germany, because after living here 6 years, I still think, oh my God, I didn't knew that. So, in that time, I thought, about one country right now, it's already so much to think about the finances and everything, so I cannot like have another one as well. And then I was thinking the possibility with the language, and was like, okay, how is it gonna work and everything, and I was starting to like also check for possibilities and also try to find contacts from people that already moved to Germany for studying, which was in that time very less people. And I was somehow like trying to get information, anything, like what's possibilities. Is it, can I go with something else in the beginning to learn the language and everything? Because there are possibilities like a German course, for example, or then later someone presented to me the au pair program, and which I ended up doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to imagine like taking this decision of actually leaving everything and my dreams and everything in Albania, and leaving all of this and actually deciding to research for something completely different and starting a new life from the beginning was already a big step, because I had my dreams and, you know, I had achievements and everything else there already.
So when you talk about your dreams and other achievements, or you wanted to have back in Albania, which one did you remember you had when you were young?
I can talk about the last year at least, or the last 2 years that I was there, or slightly before making also the decision for researching for this. My dream had been for many years to be an architect.
Oh, interesting.
Even now when I hear people studying this, or when I hear people doing this, it's like still a soft spot that somewhere like, oh, you know, because it was my dream, and although I willingly changed it to what I'm studying right now, it's still, as said, a soft spot. It's like it hits me every time that I hear it. It's like, oh, yeah, that's such a beautiful thing, you know, because it's for me still something amazing. And that was one. I wanted to study that, and I wanted to, of course, have like success in my field and everything. As said, I was a straight A student.
Yeah.
Back then in school, and it was not only the grades that were like that, but I was very engaged to everything else, whatever was happening voluntarily at school, or even stuff that was actually not happening, but we came up with the idea that I could do a practice, like an internship, unpaid internship at my school in the marketing office. And that's actually also where I came up with the changing field of my studies. So that was me. I had like many courses in one day, and many things to do in one day, and like that there was never a break. And that's
so it already indicated a bit that you are now studying something about marketing,
media technology, yes.
I wasn't sure if I can say it already.
Yes, of course.
It's like, can I say it?
Yeah, that's also a topic a huge one that the deciding of the field of study, which we're going to be talking in the next chapters. But
already a little spoiler.
Yeah, already a little spoiler. But yeah, that was my life. You know, I wanted to be when I thought about my future, it was always this successful woman architect and living somewhere by myself and having a big career. And I don't know, I already had so many possibilities because of my grades that I could everywhere that I applied, I got a space, because in Albania you can apply up to 10 universities, and then it's with stages, like you get space or not in different universities.
But in Germany, you can apply to more, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So. And
there you can apply only till 10, and if you make a difficult, like. Also, the choice has to be based on what you have been studying at school, because in the last high school year, the subjects changed to which direction you would go later. So, is it more social? Is it more medical? Is it more engineer and technical IT stuff? So yeah, that had to be based on that. And if you wanted to study something with, I don't know, if you wanted to be a surgeon, for example, you should have had biology in your last year. Otherwise, your points to get in your studies in would be way less than someone else that had a worse grade but had this subject, you know?
Yeah,
so it was tricky. Even though I had A's in school, I could still be down in the list if I didn't apply for the right stuff, you know?
Okay, interesting. That's really different. But was that a reason for you to go to Germany or to come to a different country, that you have more choice what you wanted to study? Or was that did you have some different, because everyone has a reason for what they are doing. So I'm wondering why did you consider then to moving to Germany when you had all these
Yeah, that's also a big thing, because due to the thing that I had so good grades, and I actually could enter in most of the universities, or at least the ones that I could apply. The university was not a problem. I could go into that, and I mean, Albania is a smaller country, so the possibilities of what you can study are also a bit less, especially in media and design direction. So that was one thing, actually. But as said, when I was thinking for my studies, I had like two ways and working parallel, like what I would do if I moved to Germany and what I would do if I stayed in Albania. So I knew that anyway I don't want to go as a doctor or medical direction. I love biology, I loved it. It was super interesting, but I couldn't be in a hospital taking care of blood and everything. Like, that's always a difficult topic that you also have to think about if you're deciding to be a doctor, because if you really cannot deal with that, it's like, but you can always use biology in your life, so it's never a bad thing. And I knew that I don't want to study something in business direction, or even, at least for the time being, but then social, like sociology or psychology and stuff like this was not really the main thing that I wanted to study back then. So it was left with the engineer direction, and I really liked that. My favorite subject was mathematics, so that was like the best decision for me. I loved math, so I was like, whatever I'm gonna study, it has to have math inside, because it has to make logic, you know. And math for me is like logic. You don't learn for it. And that's the direction that I chose in the last year of my high school, which made it easier for me to choose later for my university in Albania.
Okay, but in Germany, doesn't matter.
In Germany, in the end, nothing mattered. Whatever I did, but the main reason why we thought about studying in Germany was because the possibilities for jobs and for you have to think of many things if you're a student. If you can work during your studies or after your studies, how are the work possibilities in different? I mean, there are there are some directions that you study in Albania, and that in the end you don't really have spaces to work because it's so less people in whole Albania that they actually need for that job. And imagine coming out like in 1 year, 40 people, 50 people studying the same. So who is gonna get employed first?
Yeah.
Because that's one thing. Because the system works different, and it's like a small country, and there are many things like design and media that probably are not as much occupied as here. And as said, one other thing was the finances, that you have to also think about corruption a bit if it's a case in your country. So yeah, that kind of is something in my country as well.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you. Thank you. Because our time is up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting.
Yes.
I got a lot.
And unfortunately, we couldn't make it to everything this time, but for sure the next chapter.
Yeah. So you can give us a little spoiler, I think, about the next chapter, maybe.
Yes, sure. I guess we'll continue in the next chapter, like in the next episode, still about this chapter. Like tell exactly the decision, how it went to the point where that decision was taken, and why exactly I chose to come to Germany with the au pair program, and until the point where I packed my luggages my suitcases and got this one-way flight to Germany and moved to Germany. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
There will be a lot more to tell, I think. So I'm really curious. Yes. So yeah, maybe we should.
Then till next time. Cheers.